Good morning, Borodar, and welcome, Croiser, to our webinar on shared lives and mental health crisis, which we hope will be informative, engaging and inspiring. We have lots of speakers to give you multiple perspectives on the work, and there will be a chance to ask questions at the end. So please use the chat function or the Q&A function. You'll see those buttons at the bottom of your screen to post your questions, and we'll pick those up at the end. My name is Benna Waits. I'm Joint Head of Psychology, Counselling and Arts Therapies for an Iron Bevan University Health Board, and I'll be chairing and presenting this morning. Now, Alex, I understand you have got access to the video and you can share it with us. So would you like to have a go at doing that?
My life was a really dark place, and well, my mind was more than anything, and I didn't see a future at all. And I guess what being here has taught me is recovery is an option.
My role in Shared Lives is to offer a place for someone that has and is in crisis for mental health, that has spent time in hospital, and they don't think the hospital may be the right place to continue the treatment, but they need somewhere to go to continue the recovery. And my role is to have someone come to my home, live with my family, offer them support, understanding, and continue their treatment.
I was really overwhelmed at first. I didn't think this program would work for me and that I would end up back in hospital, but it's proved to me that's not the case at all. And I have so much stability here and security. Mags has just given me routine, day-to-day life, and helped me with things that I can't manage yet, but hopefully I will in the future.
When Nikita first came, she needed a lot of support. But as she settled in, as she got to know us, as she got to understand that we understand her needs, that becomes more relaxing, and she's able to concentrate on recovery, which is why she's here. And then hopefully move on to independent living eventually, and yeah, that's the goal.
Me and Mags got a great relationship. Yeah, we do lots of walking. She even helps me with my university work. If I'm training for a half marathon at the moment, if I don't go for a run, she snaps me back into that routine. You haven't had one today. It sort of prompts me with things that I need to be successful. Since being here, I'm able to focus on, the more practical things in my life, university and running. And I think that's because Mags has given me more confidence that I can succeed and I can do these things that I used to do when I wasn't unwell. And that it's just a stepping stone,
She's going to be so successful. I want her to go and fulfill her potential, which is so much of, and I know she's going to do that. That would be fabulous. Yeah, and I'd smile inside and out because she's a beautiful, lovely girl. She's so intelligent and she's got so much, and life's gonna be fantastic for her. I know it, absolutely.
If someone believes in you more than you believe in yourself, it gives you more motivation to succeed in whatever you're doing, and that's what I've got here. I feel hopeful and I'm giving myself a chance, and that's scary, but I feel okay that I'm making that decision now, and that I'm not set on another way of life or another way of not having a life.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Alex, for finding that. I'm so glad we were able to share it. And it's the perfect segue into Nikita Filer and Mags Evans, who are going to be in conversation with Emma. So if I can hand over to the three of you.
Thank you, Brenna. And I'll just explain, as is current times, that Nikita and Mags are in a COVID secure bubble, so that's hence they're able to sit together today for this question and answer session. So I'll ask them to introduce themselves, and then we'll make a start. You happy to just, I know Ben has given your names, ladies, but are you happy to just, so we can hear your voices?
Yeah, Max Evans, I'm a shared lives worker, carer.
Nikita Filer, and yeah, I was a patient in St. Cadoc's Hospital.
Thank you both. So can you tell us a little bit, Nikita, about what was life like before Shared Lives for you?
So before Shared Lives, I had no fixed abode. I had no address. I was always going back to A&E when I hit crisis, and I was just completely hopeless. And yeah, I was just constant assess and try and diagnose the problem, but the treatment wasn't working, regardless of me having a CPN, and I was still feeling really awful and suicidal. So.
And what did you first think of Shared Lives when you first met me and I told you about it?
Well, I had no idea what it was first, and I was pretty apprehensive because I just never heard of anything like this in my life. So when you came up to me and told me I could go stay with someone instead of being on the ward, I guess I was nervous, but when we went to Mag's house, I knew that was a great opportunity for me to grow, and so much better than the ward.
Thank you. Yeah, because you felt introductions at Mag's home was better for you than Mag's coming to the ward, didn't you? So I took you up to meet with Mags. And what did you feel about that, Mags?
Well, before someone comes to the house, I would have had some paperwork and I would have had discussions with my shared life worker. But it's not until you meet the person that you really, it becomes real. Yeah, you can get an idea from paperwork and from talking about someone, but until that person sat in front of you, that's when it becomes real. It's the initial meeting, I think. Now, the shared lives worker will have will know my strengths and my experience, and they will have matched up an individual that they think that I can work with, which is like really important. But the initial meeting of the individual, I need to be able to quickly establish a connection with that person, to see if I can work with them and see if they want to work with me. And I guess I think the most important thing for me is to just show mutual respect to that individual.
Did you both get that feeling when you met that first time in those introductions?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I get this. You get little odd conversations with each other in between, like this sort of official meeting and the paperwork and what have you, and that's when you sort of like really get to know that person. Yeah.
So why do you think that shared lives is an important option to be available for others then in mental health crisis?
I think it's really an important opportunity because the ward can't offer you the same amount of attention, one-to-one attention. They've got limited resources, and you can't do a lot of activities on the ward that would promote your well-being after your stay there, like cooking or going walking, seeing your family and things like that. Really, so much quieter and just great to be able to get outdoors with someone, support, and you're not restricted to that environment.
And what about for you, Mags? What sort of feedback have you had from, because I know you've provided a few arrangements for this project.
Yeah, I have been lucky enough to provide a few arrangements. And I think what the important option for people is in Shared Lives. It's like a therapeutic placement, and it's one-to-one, so you can give them as much time as that individual needs. And I guess it does free up space on the wards. That's another thing. I think as well, you've got time to introduce the individual to community stuff and offer activities tailored to what their needs are and what their likes are, or their interests, whether it's educational, learning a new skill, independent skills, exercise, anything like that. And I think I've had some really positive feedback from people that I've had through the scheme, and they've said that it's been a genuinely positive experience, and it is a much better option for them than staying on the ward that much longer.
Thank you. And how do you feel it's helped with your recovery, Nikita?
Oh, massively. When I was at Mags, I was able to do my university work on my laptop. So, I mean, even at the ward, I couldn't go on my laptop and do that. So I was already behind on that.
And was that making you anxious, falling behind with your studies?
I was like increasing my anxiety so much, and yeah, definitely I was able to do so much more, and now I'm volunteering in 3 different places, so I'm able to adapt more to community life and just have so much more confidence as well.
Do you feel that the environment, the location of Mag's home setting helped?
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's quite rural there, and you have a lovely garden, Mags, don't you? That many individuals who stay with you find that to be a huge benefit, don't they?
Yeah, they do, because I've got quite a lot of interests as well that I can share. Whether they want me to share with them or not, I can share with individuals, whether it's gardening or sports or whatever it might be. And people are quite up for being introduced to new things, whether it's books, whatever it might be. That not everyone has got the same interest, so it's like refreshing when they come to someone's house and they've got interests that they've never had before, and they genuinely like being part of it.
So Nikita, you said you were training for a half marathon there in the video. How did that go?
Yeah, it was great. So I did that just after I left Max's, I believe, not long after. So that was a huge achievement for me. Just being able to run when I was at Max's was phenomenal, and where I couldn't get that on the ward at all.
There's that access to exercise, fresh air, nature. Yeah.
What was it? A half marathon or full marathon? Half marathon. We went. I went to watch her at the finish end, and met up with your dad, wasn't it? Yeah. And we cheered her in. It looked hard work, really hard.
So it's quite obvious for us to see that you've formed this sort of friendship that's developed after the arrangement, and that's something that's very much both of your decisions. It's not something that's mandatory in the service, or it's not something that's not condoned either. It's very much a case by case, and that's something that developed quite naturally to you both.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We've got quite a lot of interest together, haven't we?
Yeah.
In a way, you know, sports and things like that. We're interested, and when someone comes to your home, like I said before, you're showing it's mutual respect to that person, and if you're helping them along with the journey, that's fine. But they're a human being, so you know, if you get friendly with someone and you like them and you want to carry on afterwards and support them, or just be a mutual friend, I mean, we think that's fine.
Thank you. And what are your plans for the future, Nikita?
To be honest, I'd like to go back into work, carry on volunteering, and I'm just started living independently about a few months ago now. So, I mean, a lot has changed since that video, but it's all positive. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I know that you're still linked in with MAGS and us as a service from a promotional aspect, really, and raising awareness and education. Do you want to just say a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important for other people to know in the future that this can happen. It's not an option for me to even go back to hospitals. It's not something that will happen, I don't feel. I think it's important for other people to know the awareness of shared lives.
Thank you. And I'll just add there for everybody else's benefit that Nikita and Mags are both members of our operational group. So they have an ongoing input into the development of the service, and their views are very much appreciated and taken on board with any decisions that we made. So they're integral to that and our future development. So I want to thank you both for your continued support and promotion of the scheme, and for allowing us to pick your brains and at times like this to share your story with everybody. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Nikita, Mags and Emma. That was really helpful.